I am going to make a bold claim today. Laziness doesn't exist in this world. In fact, laziness itself is a complete pseudo-concept. Why do I say that? Because the word lazy crudely masks all the real psychological issues underneath. Let me give you a very real example. A while ago, a 17 or 18-year-old boy came to my practice. His parents' biggest frustration was that the kid did absolutely nothing at home. He wouldn't even pick up a lawnmower if it fell over, so they thought he was incredibly lazy. However, after I had a deep conversation with the boy, I discovered a completely different story. His parents were extremely hardworking, the typical American helicopter parents who tried to micromanage everything for him. But that's where the problem lay. Every time the boy wanted to do something, like trying to mow the lawn or do the laundry, his parents would immediately intervene. They'd say, "Oh, you won't do it clean enough, just leave it there. Don't make a mess." Or after he finished, they'd complain, "See, this is as if you didn't do it at all. I am going to have to do it all over again anyway." As a result, this boy developed a terrifying psychological trap. Whether I do it or not, I'll be criticized, so I might as well just stop doing it. In psychology, this is called learned helplessness. His laziness wasn't even a matter of motivation. It was a self-protection strategy formed by living in an environment of constant negation for a long time. So whenever someone lazy like this shows up in my practice, the first thing I do is help them strip away that label of laziness. I want to see what the real inner predicament is. Generally speaking, there are 4 types of such predicaments. The first is learned helplessness, which we just mentioned. Whether I do it or not, I feel like I'll fail or face rejection, so I simply stop doing it. The second is called a value disconnect. For instance, many young people today choose quiet quitting. Do you think it is because they're late? It is actually because they lack a goal. They don't know why they're doing it or what meaning it holds for them. If a task fails to trigger a person's sense of autonomy, competence, and belonging, their brain will refuse to allocate energy to those tasks. There is also a more hidden situation when we feel controlled, like being forced by parents or a boss to do something. We might use procrastination and inaction as a form of passive resistance. The third type is also very common: perfectionism. Everyone has probably heard the phrase, "I'll either not do it at all, or I'll do it perfectly." That sounds very satisfying, but it is actually a massive form of inner sabotage. This makes it very hard for them to start a task, or makes them easily give up halfway because of a minor setback or imperfection. Just like me before, I felt I had to be in a quiet place like Starbucks or a campus library to study well. As it turned out, just getting myself ready and preparing my laptop and equipment took until the afternoon, leaving me mentally exhausted. Eventually, I simply didn't go, didn't read, and didn't study. That was the negative impact brought on by over-preparation and pursuing perfection. The last type isn't even a psychological issue, but a physiological one. For example, high levels of anxiety, depression, or even ADHD. In this state, our mental energy is like a depleted battery. Just maintaining basic survival like eating and sleeping is already difficult, let alone things that require extra drive such as studying, working, or socializing. At times like this, what they need is simply rest and help, not a whip. So if we or the people around us fall into this kind of laziness, the first step we must take is to shift our thinking. We must realize that laziness doesn't exist. What truly needs to be solved are our psychological problems and predicaments. But don't panic, because just by seeing this truth, the healing has already begun.